So when 3D printing became available for consumers and you and me to be able to buy those printers themselves, it opened up a whole new world to DIY smart home products and the opportunities you can do with these things. Let me show you. Hey, so welcome back to the Gross Tech Show. My name is Josh, and today it's quite amazing and exciting of what I'm going to tell you about, because literally 3D printing has always been one of those things where you're like, ooh, this would be so cool if I could do this. And really, honestly, it has become available to where you and I can buy those printers and actually make some pretty amazing things. Now, among some of those pretty amazing things is like a train for your kid, a little knight for a game board, a boat for my kid. I mean, you can print these things and they're pretty amazing. Now, they take a long time, but can this be any use for, say, your smart home? So of course the answer is yes. There is so many things you can do with a 3D printer, whether it's at your own home or something like going to the library and having them print the 3D print. But there's so many things out there that you can use for your smart home. You know, I'm very big into the Google Home thing. How about a R2-D2 holder for your Google Home Mini? Now, before I go any further, I've got to say thank you to FlashForge for sending me their 3D Creator Max Studio, the 3D printer itself. It's right here, the monster of a thing. See? It's huge, and it's not plastic. So, as you see, this thing is so amazing. Now, I thank you again, FlashForge, for sending it to me. Just the little rundown of this thing, because this thing is, like I said, you can do it in your own home, and it's affordable and able to be done in your own house instead of having to go to the library or pay for somebody to print it for you. This thing, though, is kind of amazing what it can do. Now, first off, it came in this gigantic box and literally had instructions on how to get it out of the box and uncrate. It had instructions to do that. It was that well packaged, and it was amazing to have to follow instructions on how to remove it out of the box. But after we did that, got it set up, and I gotta say, this thing's set up so easy and simple. There is a leveling card that you have to make sure the plate is level, because you want to make sure you're printing on a flat surface. But other than that, you hook it up to your computer, or you can Wi-Fi it to your computer. You can Wi-Fi it to your network to be able to print from another room to the printer. Got a plastic window shell that opens up to stop any kind of, if anything breaks or anything, it doesn't come at you or stuff. It keeps it all nicely contained. Same idea at the top. It's got a clear cap that keeps it contained. These sides and everything, I'm telling you, this thing weighs more than a 3D printer for a consumer I ever thought would weigh. This thing is heavy duty by far. And the most amazing things, it's a dual extruder. What that means is, and if you already know 3D printing, go ahead and fast forward, but those of us that don't, this is what makes this. So you have a spool of this plastic, almost like a wire almost, on a spool, and this goes through an extruder. Think of it like a hot glue gun. It goes through, it melts this, and it prints it on the thing. So this is what gets melted. But a lot of printers only have one option. You have one color of filament, and that's what you get to use. If you want a different color, you have to stop it, put in another filament, and continue printing. Well, with this, you actually have two nozzles, extruders, so you can have one color be on this nozzle and another be on this nozzle, and you just make sure in the program when you select which nozzle is going to print that you pick which things it's going to print. So you could have multicolors being printed at the same time without having to stop and change the filament. That's pretty amazing. Now, I did have a lot of issues with trying to print both filaments. One was not the same height, and it was a lot of a pain in the butt. But this is where I think a lot of the company comes out, FlashForge. Now of course, they want to make their product be usable and functional and as easy as possible. Their support team was with me the entire way. I'm a tinkerer, so by far, yes, give me instructions to how to fix this, and that's what they did. They went through step by step. Hey, try this, print this file, let us see what it looks like, and finally it came to, hey, print this file, and here's a video on how you actually take apart your extruder and actually level them using this. That was pretty amazing that a company would go as far as to do all this work just so that I could print with 2 different colors and actually use their product. A lot of companies would just be like, whatever, just warranty it, or sorry, it's out of warranty, just sorry. But FlashForge actually went the extra mile because they care about the products. They actually stand behind what they produce, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to show you guys this printer. Of course, there were a lot of things that I had no idea about 3D printing, like the fact that I printed out a mount for the wall or your ceiling for the Google Home Mini, and it came out like this. And I was like, well, that's not going to work, and actually find out that it's actually tucked inside of this like shell, and there is the mount. Bendable to where you just slap it in. You got 2 mounting screws, and it's a mount for your Google Home Mini. Now, no, do I have any kind of experience in making 3D prints? No. I don't even know how to design anything like that. I wouldn't even know where to start. But luckily, with the age of the internet, there are people that do know how to do that and have made a lot of designs available to you and me for free, and some of them you pay for if you want to. Some of them are higher end things that you might need to pay for, but the fact of the matter is you don't have to have a college degree in designing to do 3D printing. Now, since I am a 3D printer newbie, I did not realize how long 3D prints take to print. Something like this, small, little boat, 4 hours. 4 hours of printing. This 3D R2D2, 16 hours. I literally started this at night, got up, checked it, yep, still printing, went to work, came home, and it finished that next night. It was ridiculous how long this thing took to print. I honestly really did not realize how long 3D prints take to print. But that's the nice and beautiful thing about having your own, is you can just start it and continue your life because it does everything on its own. After you load the file and send it to the printer, it does everything else. You don't have to do anything. So that was amazing. So what can you use this for besides making little R2D2 holders and a mount for your Mini? Well, you know I'm a wyze person. How about a wyze cam outside mount holder? Slides in, put your wire through, put a little nut on here, screw, comes even, you print out a little like cable holder, push that in, and then you use a normal mount onto there, and then you've got an outside enclosure for your wyze cam. That's pretty amazing. All right, how about your wyze Sense, the open close sensor? There is a guy that is on one of my favorite websites to get print designs, and he made a couple things that I'm going to show you here. First one is a gravity garage door sensor mount. So basically this will allow you to know whether your garage door is open or closed. All you got to do, you print the file, slap in the 2 pieces, and then mount this on your garage door. So the idea is you mount this to the garage door, flat, Okay, it's down. It's contact. As the garage door goes up, it opens that contactor. Comes back down, closes the contact. This was one print, by the way. I didn't have to print anything different. I didn't have to scrape things off. This was literally one print and it's on a hinge. That's amazing. 3D printing, I might be late to the game on 3D printing, but it's amazing. All right, how about a light switch for your sense? So you've got a smart light bulb. You print, again, this hinged option. That is ridiculous, again, that you can do that. And it reminds me of like one of those old light connection circuits. So you've got your sense, you put your other piece in, and you mount this just like a light switch. It pushes up, turns the wyze light on, flip it off, turns it off. It literally is a light switch. And you can mount this on your wall and actually have a physical light switch that you use to control your wyze bulbs by the wyze Sense. Not only are you able to do things with the wyze Sense, with the light switch and a door open and closing with your garage door, there are prints out there to allow you to actually drill into your physical door, slide this 3D printed piece into your door with the Connect Sense, and actually make it to where you won't physically see the sensor, but it's in your door. They also make it for your actual door lock itself. This guy, and I'll link to his page down below and his YouTube channel down there as well, he makes an amazing amount of wyze prints, and they're all free and available for you to be able to download and install and print them on either, like I said, your own 3D printer, which I would say if you're into DIY smart home, you need a 3D printer because, like I said, the options that are available with your own 3D printer outweigh anything being able to have to go spend money on buying mounts and everything. You might as well just print them. You just print your own thing. So yes, when I say you can just make it, you do have to go in and actually 3D create it, design it, draw it out, make it in the program and in the software. If you're inclined to it, by all means, go ahead. And they make a ton of different softwares that are free, that are easy to use and learn how to design and make 3D prints and objects. But I'm telling you, there are so many things already designed and out there, you may not ever have to. Like I said, the amount of options and everything you can do with this is ridiculous. You can literally do anything you want to do. If you want to print off an SD card, it's got a SD card slot on the side, you can do that. If you want to USB manually hardwire this to your computer, you can connect it that way. If you want to have a Wi-Fi signal sent from the printer and your computer connects to it, you can do that. If you want to have this just on your actual network, your wireless local network, and you just connect through your network to it, you can do that as well. There is no option you don't have with connecting to this machine. Now, one of the funny things is, since this thing runs so long, like I said, 16 hours to print, it gets a little noisy. It reminds me of like Pac-Man noises, just wee, 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 and it's just the motors and the table moving and everything, the fans going. So it's a great option to be able to make this be Wi-Fi set up to where you can put it in another room and not have to worry about hearing it throughout the day or throughout the night, and just still use it, or just have it out in the shed and use it and not have to worry about the noise or the lights or the fans or anything like that, and still have a reliable print when you come back to it. So the fact that FlashForge USA has made printers like this and they have tons of different ones. This is specifically the Creator Max 3D printer, but they have tons of different options out there, and they make them to where they're affordable for you and me to actually buy and have at your home. I'm telling you, if you do 3D printing, you need to have one at your home. It's become cost effective to where you might as well have one at your home. And if you do DIY smart home, or if you just do smart home in general, you need a 3D printer because, like I said, the options that you have to print at your house, instead of having to buy a mount or a mount for your Wyze camera or something you just think is really cool, why not just print it? And it's not just for smart home stuff. Yes, that's, of course, this is a smart home channel, but you can print anything. The first thing I printed was for my son, is a train that actually works on the wooden train sets. I don't know if they have a specific thing, but this was all one print. It had the wheels, it had both sides, and I was just flabbergasted by the fact that I printed, pushed a button, downloaded the file, pushed a button, sent this print to this printer, and 12 hours, maybe 8 hours later, I had a working train that my kid can play with. I'm serious. This, having a 3D printer in your own house, the world is open to anything that you can imagine. You want, and I'm telling you, these websites where you can just download the files that people make and they show and they put it out there for free for you to be able to enjoy and print yourself, the possibilities are endless. There are so many different files and different products and things that you can download. I mean, I typed in Ohio State because I'm an Ohio State guy. They have coffee cup holders. They've got other Ohio State stuff. The idea that there is stuff like this already out there and made to where I don't have to learn how to 3D design and everything like that boggles my mind that there's that many things out there. But I'm telling you, there's hundreds of millions of thousands of files out there of prints and things that you can print with a 3D printer. And like I said, FlashForge is this company that makes this specific printer. And this Creator Max printer, to me, I love it. It's amazing. And it looks really cool on the backside. Having the dual filament, being able to do 2 different colors at the same time, that's pretty amazing. I think that's pretty awesome. And just the fact that, I was having issues with having these two actually spool correctly and not get twisted and everything. Looked on the website for a FlashForge filament holder. Right there, printed it, bingo, bango, done, and it works so much better now. All I did was I printed it. I didn't have to go buy anything. I didn't have to go research, do they make something like this? No, other people have the same issue and they've made it. And I can just get it and print it. I'm telling you now how cheap 3D printers, I can't tell you enough how many times that this would have came in handy if you have something that you think would be cool to make. But you're not gonna go through all the finding a Chinese or a outsourced place that can create the product or the idea physical. Just print it. You're gonna save so much money by just printing it yourself and then fine-tuning what you want, and then you can go deal with manufacturing. So that, like I said, yes, smart home, this thing is amazing. And being able to print things for your Wyze Cam, for your Google Homes, and tons of everything else, for your Samsung Smart Things, for your Unify, for your Ubiquity stuff. I'm telling you, 3D printers are now ready to be in your home, are now ready to just be people's things. You have a normal printer, you have a 3D printer. That's going to be where it goes to. It's not a big item. It's not extremely expensive. It's not something that You have to be so smart in knowing how to use it. 3D printers are being able to be in your home. And again, FlashForge USA has made so many different options available. Check them out. Down in the link is in the description below. Like I said, this printer has so many different options. I literally can't go into all the details because I'd need hours upon hours of video. And by the way, check out the video over here. Tech with Brett actually did that. He went through step by step, did a fully in-depth review on this printer. He's as happy as I am with it, and I think you will too. Make sure you check out the other videos. My name is Josh. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.